What's up, guys? Welcome to Behind the Thrones, where we talk about all things Westeros. I'm your host, Keegan Shell, and today we're going to be talking about a Sansa Stark favorite, lemon cakes. Sansa loves lemon cakes. It's mentioned so many times in the book that it's actually become kind of a running joke with the fans. But once we begin to understand more about Sansa, we understand why it's such an important aspect of her character. Lemon cakes represent a kind of normality to Sansa, of the high-born women at court and the lives they lead. It's always been one of Sansa's fantasies to kind of sit in a lavish room on feathered pillows with the other proper ladies and while they gossip and drink tea and eat lemon cakes. And it's a fantasy that's pretty harshly ripped away from her by the Lannisters when they kind of abuse her and mistreat her. And it's the one thing she has left to take solace in the nostalgia of this kind of childhood treat. Now, to make a lemon cake, it's a really simple recipe. You're just going to cream together butter, sugar, mix in some vanilla, eggs, and of course, lemon. Lots of lemon. And then to make the icing, it's just a simple glaze, powdered sugar, lemon juice, butter, warm it up until it's pourable, and then you can either pour it kind of cleanly over the top like this, or let it run down the side to get more of an aesthetic value. And then we get into the really interesting part, which is the garnish. Now, the different regions of the Seven Kingdoms all have very different values, and that's kind of reflected in how they decorate their food, these lemon cakes being no exception. Here, we have a lemon cake decorated kind of in the fashion of King's Landing. The rose petal kind of represents the opulence and extravagance of the two royal families, the Tyrells and the Lannisters, who also happen to be the two wealthiest families in Westeros. Whereas over here, we've got a lemon cake decorated more in the style of the Eyrie in the north. You've just spent all this money to have all these lemons shipped from the south. You're not going to let anything go to waste, hence the candied lemon wedge. It's kind of a more practical garnish that still allows for a really delicious cake. Actually, these cakes are so good, I've been known to sneak into the kitchen the morning after I've made some and maybe have 1 or 2 or 7 for breakfast. We won't talk about that. Anyway, if you're looking for an authentic lemon cake recipe, head on over to inatthecrossroads.com or check out their cookbook called A Feast of Ice and Fire. These two ladies have done awesome things with medieval-style recipes that are really largely influenced by Game of Thrones. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on Behind the Thrones. I'm your host, Keegan Shell, and I'll see you next time. For more Behind the Thrones, check us out at theStreamtv, follow us on Twitter, and don't forget to join the conversation at winteriscoming.net.